The ocean has layers. The top layer is the one humans know, the blue, sunlit zone where the water is warm and the fish are colorful. But that is just the skin of the apple. If one descends past the sunlight, past the twilight, down into the zone where the pressure starts to squeeze the air out of lungs and the temperature drops to near freezing, the world changes. This is the midnight zone. Here, the water is not blue. It is an endless, suffocating black. In this darkness, vision is almost useless, and the rules of survival are twisted dot in this eternal night. There are things that drift. Things that do not swim with fins or tails, but pulse with a slow, hypnotic rhythm. Most of these drifters are small, transparent, and fragile. But there is one that breaks the mold. It is a giant. A creature so elusive that for decades, marine biologists were not sure if it was a single species or a hallucination. It is the Stygiomedusa gigantea, the Phantom Jellyfish. The name itself sounds like a curse from a fantasy novel. Stygio comes from the river Styx, the mythical river of the underworld. Gigantea means giant, the giant from hell. It is a fitting title. This is not the kind of jellyfish that ruins a beach day with a sting. This is a creature that dominates the void. Imagine a shape moving through the black water. It does not look like an animal. It looks like a massive billowing curtain made of dark red velvet. The main body, the bell, is over 3 feet wide. That is the size of a coffee table or a large shield. It pulses slowly, a rhythmic contraction that pushes water behind it, propelling the beast forward with a ghostly silence. But the bell is not the scary part. The scary part is what trails behind it. Most jellyfish have tentacles. Thin, stinging strings that hang down to zap fish. The phantom jellyfish does not have tentacles. Instead, it has 4 oral arms. But calling them arms is an understatement. They are massive ribbons of flesh. They are thick, folded, and flowing, stretching out for 33 feet. That is the height of a 3-story building. That is longer than a bus. These arms drift behind the bell, twisting and turning in the current like loose fabric in a breeze. If a human were swimming next to it, they would feel tiny. The arms would surround them, a wall of soft, dark tissue. And the terrifying part is, the swimmer would likely never see it coming. This brings up the creature's greatest trick, invisibility. The phantom jellyfish is a deep, rich maroon color. It looks like dried blood. On the surface, under the sun, it would look bright and striking. But water absorbs light. The first color to disappear as one goes deep is red. By the time one reaches the midnight zone, red light does not exist. Without red light to reflect, a red object appears pitch black. It blends perfectly into the background. It is a shadow within a shadow. This is why we have seen it so few times. It isn't that they are rare. It is that they are stealth bombers. For over 100 years, since it was first described in 1899, humanity has only confirmed seeing this creature about 110 times. Think about that ratio. 1 sighting per year globally. We have explored the ocean with submarines, robots, and cameras for decades. We have mapped the trenches. Yet this 30-foot monster manages to slip past us, unseen, unrecorded, a true phantom. The lifestyle of the phantom is one of minimal effort. It does not chase prey. It does not hunt like a shark. It exists. It drifts. The massive oral arms are not just for show. They are the trap. The creature spreads them out, creating a massive surface area in the water. It is like dragging a giant net made of silk. Small fish, plankton, and unsuspecting shrimp bump into these folds. The arms are lined with microscopic digestive cells. The jellyfish doesn't sting its prey to death. It entangles them. It wraps those velvet curtains around the victim and begins to digest them while they are still struggling. It is a slow, soft death. There is no brain driving this machine. The phantom jellyfish has no heart, no blood, no bones, and no central nervous system. It is a biological robot running on basic code. Pulse, drift, eat. It does not feel anger. It does not feel fear. It just processes calories. There is something deeply unsettling about a creature that can grow to 30 feet long without having a single thought in its head. It is pure instinct, a survival engine that has been running perfectly for millions of years. Sometimes, the darkness reveals a strange partnership. In the rare video footage captured by deep-sea rovers, observers have noticed a small fish swimming inside the jellyfish. This fish, the Thalassobathia, uses the phantom as a mobile home. It swims in and out of the massive bell, weaving between the deadly arms. It is a dangerous game. If the fish makes a mistake, it becomes dinner. But if it stays careful, it gets protection. Nothing in the ocean wants to tangle with a 30-foot ball of slime and muscle. The fish eats the leftovers from the jellyfish's meals, and in return, perhaps it eats parasites off the jelly's skin. A landlord and a tenant drifting together in the void. The texture of the creature is hard to describe without touching it, and almost no one has. It looks like silk, but it is likely firm, like gelatin. The arms are delicate, tearing easily if handled roughly. This is why we almost never find them on beaches. If a phantom jellyfish dies and floats to the surface, the waves and the turbulence rip it apart. It turns into a pile of unrecognizable goo. To see it in its glory, one must go to its world. One must go to the place where the pressure is high enough to hold its shape together. That technology is the only reason we know it exists. In the last 20 years, remote-operated vehicles, ROVs, have started to penetrate the deep ocean with high-definition cameras and bright floodlights. When the lights of an ROV hit the Phantom, the red color pops. It looks alien. It looks wrong. It looks like a special effect from a movie that ran out of budget for realistic textures. The ribbons twist and curl, creating shapes that look like faces, like hoods, like spirits. The encounter usually happens by accident. The ROV pilot is looking for rocks or thermal vents. The screen is showing gray mud. Then suddenly, a wall of red flesh fills the frame. The pilot pulls back on the joystick. The camera pans up, and up, and up. The arms just keep going. The bell pulses indifferently. The creature does not react to the light. It does not react to the noise of the thrusters. It is indifferent to the presence of the machine. It was here before humans invented the wheel, and it will be here after humans are gone. Scientists are baffled by its distribution. It has been found in the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Antarctic. It seems to be everywhere, yet nowhere. This suggests that the population might actually be huge. There could be millions of them down there, a global network of silent, red ghosts patrolling the deep currents. The ocean is vast. We have explored less than 5% of it. In that 95% of darkness, the Phantom is king. The lack of stinging tentacles is a unique evolution. Most jellyfish rely on venom. The Phantom relies on size and grip. This implies it hunts different prey, perhaps larger, softer targets that can be smothered. Or perhaps the sheer volume of the water it filters with those arms captures enough marine snow, dead organic matter to keep it alive. It is a vacuum cleaner of the abyss. There is a feeling of dread that comes with watching the footage. It is the slow movement. Fast things are scary because they can catch you. Slow things are scary because they are inevitable. The Phantom moves with the certainty of the tide. It suggests a world where speed doesn't matter, where intelligence doesn't matter. All that matters is being big enough to occupy the space. The interaction with the water is mesmerizing. The arms create vortices, little swirls of current that bring food closer. The bell expands and contracts, a beating heart in a chestless body. It is efficient. It uses very little energy. This is key in the deep sea. You cannot afford to waste calories sprinting. You have to float. You have to wait. The Phantom is the master of waiting. If a submarine were to turn off its lights and sit in the blackness, and a Phantom Jellyfish drifted by, the sonar might pick up a faint ghost signal. A soft return. The crew might think it was a layer of cold water or a school of tiny fish. They would never know that a 30-foot predator just brushed against their hull. They would never know they were sharing the dark with a monster. The existence of the Phantom Jellyfish forces a reevaluation of what is normal. On land, life is solid, bone and muscle, walking on the ground. In the ocean, life is liquid, drifting, suspended. The Phantom is more representative of Earth's biology than a human is. Most of the biosphere is cold, dark, and wet. The Phantom is the standard. It is the rule. As the narrative draws to a close, picture the creature fading back into the gloom. The lights of the ROV turn away. The vibrant red color dulls and turns to maroon, then to black. The ribbons merge with the shadows. The pulse becomes invisible. The water looks empty again. But it is not empty. The Phantom is still there, drifting, trailing its deadly curtains, waiting for the next unfortunate thing to swim into its embrace. It is the perfect ghost story because it is real. It does not need to haunt a house. It haunts the largest living space on the planet.